Right, we have a question up to my left here. If the microphone, is a microphone first here, ma'am, and then we'll come to you for the final question. Sir, mic's closest to you.
I was just going to comment that state insurance was established in the early 1900s after many complaints by people that the overseas insurance companies, and the local ones too, were playing up. These were accusations. State was established with a float from the government, which was paid off, I think, in 3 years. It was run as a commercial proposition, owned by the government, of course, and premiums dropped significantly due to the introduction of state insurance into the market. We privatised that.
Richard John Seddon was the Premier who introduced it, if my memory serves me right. Indeed. And the microphone's coming towards you now, ma'am, for I think what might be the final question.
Yes, hello, Kirsten Barnett, Waimakere District Councillor. Very interested in what Emily said about having to produce information to support your claim. That's absolutely fine if you're a commercial person who's able to do that, but what about residential people? We're hearing cases of people having to rip up their own carpet to prove there's a crack under the floor when you can feel it when you walk on it. What have you got to suggest for residential people, for the elderly, for the people out there who just don't have that expertise in claims and so on and don't have the money to pay for legal expenses? How are they, and that's a question for the Insurance Council as well, why isn't there something being done that can actually make the insurance companies more responsible for those types of claims?
I think one thing that you can try and do if you've got issues about the scope of damage is you can try and put some weight on EQC to try and negotiate with the insurer. That is one thing that we have managed to do. I would be more inclined to recommend that people get a friend or someone they know who's a builder to come and look at the house, and even if they need to pay them something, it's probably going to be better than paying a lawyer as a starting point, because it's the facts of the thing that are the starting point. So yeah, I understand that it is really difficult when people don't have resources to pay for that evidence, but we've been speaking about community and we've been speaking about working together. There must be ways, perhaps speaking to a local residents association to see if there's anyone who's available that can help. Yeah, sorry, nothing more constructive than that.
Sorry, you go ahead. No,
you know, maybe you could do maybe since there's a lot of people I think who are willing to help, there could be a pro bono group set up of engineers and those kind of people who, just like lawyers, give up time. You know, we've indicated here before we're willing to give of our time to help shape policies and help any way we can, but I would imagine you've got engineers and others who maybe they could all pull their time and give of that and help move forward.
So in terms of insurance response, I met with the Elder Generation Forum a couple of days ago here in Christchurch and made a commitment then that for them to provide us with the kind of issues that they needed support with, and that we will be feeding that information either directly through to them or through CERA to their wellbeing unit. I've also given similar undertakings to CanCern, and I've met with relationships Aotearoa and also with the earthquake accommodation support agencies with similar undertakings. Insurers have provided $325,000 to set up a residents information and advisory service. That will be run by CERA, not by insurers, and hopefully when that gets underway in the not too distant future, that will be able to be another channel to provide some assistance. I know that one of the larger insurers here has appointed 2 community workers to work alongside people who have difficulty in progressing things. I'm aware that there are about 5,000 households in Christchurch where offers have been made, and people still don't know what decision to make on that. So there are people that need to have their hand held to make decisions, but 5,000 households is about 10 to 15,000 people. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I think communications are poor and need to be better to let people know about what's going on. But I tell you what, these actions are not reflective of a deny, delay, defend attitude.
All right. I'm going to wrap up very shortly, but I'm conscious that at the start, Tim, I had to interrupt to keep things moving along. Have you got any final comments, Tim? And I know you're not here this afternoon when some of the other panellists are, and we can pick up some of those issues at the concurrent 3 o'clock sessions.
Yeah, I've just got a few comments to make
Just
about the
a
future.
couple of 3 minutes.
Couple of 3 minutes. From here, fine?
Wherever you like.
Okay then. I just think that obviously no one was prepared for a 1 in 3,500 year event or a 2,500 year event, but looking to the future, some lessons are to be learned. I think insurers need to develop common meanings and understandings and definitions around policies to make things a lot simpler. And I think there needs to be a greater emphasis placed on education to ensure that insureds understand what their policies cover, because I think the gap and the expectations have been huge, and it's created a lot of angst, uncertainty and stress for people. I think EQC should be not be handling claims. I think we need to get rid of the duplication of effort and resources, the constant assess, reassess through multiple assessments and apportionment that just leads to confusion for people. The model worked well till Christchurch rewrote the book on how to do things. We need much greater coverage around land coverage. The current system is a product of the Abbotsford disaster over 30 years ago in Dunedin when the land disappeared. So what we have is a system for covering land that approximates the smallest amount of land that a council will grant a consent to build on. So we need a system that ensures that land is reinstated to build, not cash settled. So that's where things need to be addressed on a more holistic basis around a section. We need contents cover handed over to insurers. That was an enormous distraction for EQC, running around trying to settle thousands of very small and minor contents claims. We believe EQC has an important role in public education and planning for these kind of events and should look to that. And I guess finally I would just say that if we lose the level of insurance penetration in New Zealand, then we risk a California scenario where earthquake insurance is either unaffordable or comes with very high excesses, or where in Japan you can only get up to 50% cover for your home, and where I understand 80,000 people are without homes today as a result of the tsunami, which is not the case here in Christchurch.
Very good. Thank you, Tim. Well, thanks to all the panellists for that contribution. I guess we've added another D word to the day, and that's discussion, picking up on Sir Mark Solomon's theme of this morning, and it's probably for the benefit of us all.